Samsung's Galaxy Buds Live are surprisingly easy to repair. Mashable. Microsoft Surface Duo FAQ. 21 questions about the dual-screen Android device, answered. The Indian Express. Update. EU launch, HTC isn't dead, will release Desire 20 series on June 16 to 9 to 5 Google. Gas prices increase while all others decrease, VOCM. Infinix Smart 5 announced with 6.6 HD Plus display and 5000 mAh battery. GSMArena.com News, GSMArena.com. Bones of Tyrannosaurus rex cousin found by British fossil hunters, Hindustan Times. Call of Duty, August 11 patch notes for Modern Warfare and Warzone, GameSpot. Live, Perseid meteor shower creates dazzling night sky, CGTN. Twitter's new API encourages devs to craft powerful third-party apps and useful bots, the next web. The 2021 Toyota RAV4 Prime is priced just under the federal EV incentive cap.